Let me get to we're the only the only conservative talk show in all of America that has an in-house psychotherapist, because sometimes you need one with all the schmilkus and the agita. The lovely Jill Payne is with us. She's a member of the American Psychotherapy Association. I need a drink. Hang on, I need a drink. Start coughing. I need some coffee.
What kind of drink, Sam?
Well, scotch at night. But Dunkin' Donuts right now. How are you joining us via Skype? How are you, Jill?
I'm good. I was just telling you I wore my P-shirt. It's a nice flowers like the 1960s, early 70s. I'm thinking we need some of that.
Which is
of
odd.
Course huh?
I would say it's odd because you weren't born until the 80s. So obviously you saw this stuff.
Oh, I forgot. I just had a moment.
So here's the deal. Jill Payne, you're the big psychotherapist. The hashtag corrupt media just embarrassed themselves in a truly filthy way by running with a story about supposedly this memo, which may or may not exist, but no one's seen it. Right. And they're carrying something that they got to know goes against their values and their morals and ethics, if they even have any left. Right. In the old days of journalism, you had to have, I think it was Ben Bradley who said you need two, it has to be two independent sources have to confirm a story, right?
Which makes sense.
Yeah, two independent, not like two
to validate it.
Yeah. So now they're all running with something they haven't seen.
Right.
There may be a memo, I don't know, but I haven't seen it.
Might be.
What do you say about this when people totally negate that little voice in their head, they tune it out, and they refuse to embrace the morals and values and ethics of their industry, Jill, as a psychotherapist? What is that?
Well, this is what I was going to talk about today, rumors and gossip. To them, what would you say to them? Pretty much nothing, because if you talk to them, you're reinforcing and I can't explain it. Negative or positive, you're still reinforcing their comments. You're giving them some validity just by even talking to them. So what I was going to talk about is the American Psychological Association. They're great. They have all these studies done on rumors and gossip. And really it is, I always go back to this when we're using coping skills. It is for survival because we will tell stories to protect people from certain people and so forth. Okay. So what happens is when you have a society or you have a group of people that may be fragmented, there's lack of trust, there's a lot of anxiety, and both parties right now are having a lot of anxiety. There was a study done by the Care Dash, it's an online healthcare portal, and it was basically saying that both Trumpers and non-Trumpers are having some high anxiety. They're yelling, they're eating a lot, they're doing all these, they're stressed. Okay, so because of that, then you have people start doing this gossiping and rumors, and it's just becoming more and more and more. I mean, you turn on the news and it's just 10 different rumors.
Well, let me ask you this, Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist. Yeah. If I see you, I don't gossip. My wife told me a long time we don't gossip, but I used to gossip. I used to love good gossip. But if you and I are having lunch and I say, oh, have you heard about Bob? What? Oh, Bob, he did this. It's between you and I. When you go on the news and you claim it's real and you claim it's legit, there's got to be a voice that says, don't do that here, right? Gossip, you and me. Have you heard about, Chris here? Chris did. Come on, there's got to be a difference, a line that you cross when you call it news.
Okay. It's a really big issue right now, and that's the reason I went and got that other license for chemical dependency, because people are there's a deluge of media because of the internet. Right. And so because of the way technology is now, Sam, even the millennials, we've seen it with the millennials, a loss of empathy. We're losing a little bit of our social norms, our social morals, which used to be, just like you said, you would go in the news and you'd have not just one info, you'd have two because it validates you. It's common sense, correct? That's common sense. It's common sense. So
it's your career. It's the name and brand of CBS News or CNN to not just have anybody run up. But how do you turn your back on the truth? What?
So I want to just keep going because this is a collective problem. It's not just Trump. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's not just the media. And so because of that, that's the reason I was going to talk about these studies. Basically, what's happening with fragmentation. So you need to have where Trump, he does have an entourage. He needs to have an entourage that is going to communicate better with the public, and he also needs to get and it's not just him, but yes it is, he needs to tweet a little bit less, and he needs to get more connection with his party, because the more fragmented your party is, the more you're apt to be hit upon. So he has what is called gatekeepers, and gatekeepers can help moderate this problem. And so his big gatekeeper is what? Chief of staff, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Yeah, it would be one, or daughter Ivanka, or son-in-law Jared, or Reince Priebus.
Exactly.
Bannon, right.
So it's their job to not only make Trump look good, to not get on the defensive and learn how to talk to the society and be a, quote, mediator.
Right.
So that, okay, that's what needs to happen. So tweeting less, we need to unify the people, which is everything that you're knowing. What I'm saying is it's collective. So for me to just go against the media, that's not going to do it. Then they're going to get defensive. And can you really fight the media?
No, their corruption is so deep and it's so big, and so there's billions of dollars on the line for them. So you can't.
Right.
You can, but go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it's just like in a relationship. If I have two people come in, a man and a woman, you can't fight against your spouse. You need to work with them. So I never say there's one blame. I say that I cannot fight with myself, Sam. I can say, Jill, you're skinny, you're fat, you're skinny, and then I'm going to win because I'm going to say I'm skinny. Right? So what I'm saying is, so it needs to be working together. And if you come in and you say, my husband keeps the toilet seat up, and that's not really the issue. So you've got to get down to the main issue, and that is where people need to feel safe. They need to feel that there's a trust. I do horse therapy or equine therapy twice a week. So I was at the hospital, and they know that I was pro-Trump, and so I don't really talk that I'm pro-Trump. I just say that, with our government today, I am hoping that our world gets better. So I don't really go with I'm Trump and I hope okay. So there was a tech that comes on in and he goes, well, and he was teasing. He was being sort of what is it when you tease? You're being sort of sarcastic. Yeah. And he was saying, wow, with Trump, if we got to stop him because he's just going to give away all our secrets. And so one of the nurses, because she knew where I was coming from, she gives me this look like, Jill, are you going to say something? Jill, are you going to say something? And there was no need. I was listening, and I was listening to what he was saying, and it was really funny because go ahead.
No. It's interesting. Yeah, because you're a psychotherapist. You have a different handle on it. I'm a little more confrontational. Right. I'm a little confrontational as a radio. Anyway, go ahead. I got 20 seconds. Go ahead. Wrap it up on your side. 20. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, because I was going to say that I think that Trump is like General Patton. And if you remember General Patton, wasn't he a little bit crude?
Yes.
Okay. Wasn't he smart?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have great strategy?
Absolutely.
Didn't he do a good job?
He kicked ass. He came up and rescued.
Didn't people try to get him?
Yep.
And I think if you can remember Trump, they've laughed at Trump his whole life. When he lost all his money, they laughed at him. He got it back.
Done deal.
And when the Republicans, when he told the Republicans, he was going to win the nomination, he did. And when he told people that he was going to become president, he did. So people need to look at his pattern, and they need to look at the media pattern. The media pattern is constantly negative, and nothing is one-sided. So if you look that the media is constantly negative, not that it's fake news, that it can't be rational.
Done. There you go.
It's okay. Is that it? Okay. Yeah, darn. Okay.
I'm sorry. You know how it is. Oh, there's the Patton music. Look how fast they are. They're playing the theme from the movie. George C. Scott.
Did they do his speech?
And when you come back and your grandson is sitting on your knee, He said, Grandpa, what did you do in the war? You weren't shoveling in Shinola.
There you go.
Jill Payne, our in-house psychotherapist. You're the best. Thanks for stopping by our wonderful show.